Yo, 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 what up? What up, Fight World? Your boy Ego. Let's get it, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This one is not going to be too long. I just want to talk about what I just seen. Game 1, NBA Finals. Where y'all at? We working, man. Let me submit this. Yeah, it's funny, we already got a dislike. I don't know what y'all think this dislike shit, what do y'all think that really does? Like, what? Am I going to less fights? Am I not putting out videos? Like, what do y'all, like, honestly, what do y'all think the dislike does to the channel? Like, are we not growing? Is it halting the viewership? Are we not traveling? We're not putting out content? Like, I'm just curious. Not that it matters. I'm just curious. J.R. Smith needs to be traded this offseason. He brings nothing to the team. Bad calls. Yo, Ego, fuck out of here. You're not special. But you watching me, though. Like, nobody. Who's watching you? Who's heard of your channel? What are you? Boxing facts over fiction? Okay, I'm not special. But who knows you, bro? Take those glasses off before I roast your gay ass. But the roast is on you because nobody knows you. Like, what are you talking about? Who are you? Honestly, that's my main question too. Who are you? That's all I need. Like, where are you from? Who are you? Like, motherfucker, I ain't been on 3 minutes. Motherfuckers already come to hate. Who are you? He said, take those glasses off before I roast your gay ass. Okay, roast me. Go. Let's see what you got. Yeah, everybody listening. Say something. Let's get it cracking. I'm waiting. He said he gonna roast me. You have the floor. Yeah, he in the hot seat. Look, I ain't even been on 5 minutes. They want to hate so bad. Roast me. You say you gonna roast me. What you got? Take off the glasses? Strike one. What else you got? Grown men want other grown men to take off glasses. Ego, tell people to follow me now or I'll flame you. Strike 2. What else you got? We need some hot material. Because this shit ain't funny. Like, you say you're gonna roast me. I'm thinking it's gonna be like some Comedy Central shit. I'm ready for it. You got 2 strikes, man. Come on, hit this last pitch. Knock it out the park. Ronald Finkley clapped your dumb ass. He said, hey, just block him. He can't come back, Ronald Finkley. Change that. You put him in timeout. Change that to a block. I ain't been on 5 minutes. They want to hate. Anyway, the game. Very good game. LeBron James. Listen, if you don't admit the greatness of LeBron James, you're a fucking hater. Because when someone, it's just like my channel. We've been here for X amount of years. We started from the ground up. If you don't admit what's been done, what's unfolded, and someone constantly keeps producing, keeps elevating their game, and you fail to acknowledge it, you're a fucking hater. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LeBron James. That motherfucker can ball. He's like basically a fucking robot or some shit. It's like one team versus one man. You know what I'm saying? How you responsible? What was the score? 190, whatever it was. How you put up 51? You put up half of the fucking points for the whole team. Crazy. LeBron, he be balling, man. But J.R. Smith, What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? He thought y'all was leading, so he delayed, and y'all only had like 3 seconds, and then he finally passed the ball, and y'all couldn't get nothing on to end regulation, forcing overtime. This is why that was bad. Because, hey, I might start a separate sports channel with my homies. Would y'all like that? Me and like 2 other dudes. I'm gonna see if they want to do it with me. 2 of my homies that I did the music with. I'm gonna see if they want to do it with me, so we could just talk more and more sports. And I don't want anyone coming on this channel like, oh, why are you talking about basketball? If you don't watch basketball and you've seen the title, don't click on this shit. We don't care. This is for the people who are interested in an American sport, like, you know what I mean, the finals or whatever. But anyway, my thing is this. This is how JR fucked up horrifically. LeBron James balled out. Got 51 points, you know what I'm saying? Like 51 points dolo. He barely took any break, you know what I'm saying? He didn't sit. So you don't want to fight I'm thinking of boxing. You don't want to play a complete team like the Warriors, who have a chance to rest their players better, who are deeper than one person, right? And you don't want to force an overtime. If you get it, you want to get it done in regulation. You know what I mean? 4 quarters was enough. Y'all pushed the Warriors. Shout out, it was a good game. Y'all pushed us to the brink, but it was very retarded what J.R. Smith did, forcing an overtime where the Warriors could get their second win, and your players are going to be tired, namely LeBron. LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? He already scored 51 points. What do you think, you're going to do another 25 in overtime? Like, it's good luck with that. So, JR was high, man. Like, that was stupid. That was a dumb-ass play. So, y'all kind of lost that game for yourselves. It was good. It was a nail-biter. I was like, oh, shit. At first, the Warriors took like a 10-point lead or something. I'm like, yeah. And then LeBron's beasting up, and they had a couple good plays. Some people are complaining about the charging call getting changed to a blocking. But that's basketball. Like, I mean, there's bad call. People did this to the Rockets game with the Warriors. Oh, fucking the refs. But guess what? What about the Rockets missing 27 consecutive threes? I'm sure that assisted in the Rockets losing to the Warriors. So there's bad calls both ways. You feel me? But anyway, yeah, man. The Warriors, not just because I'm from the Bay, they're just more of a complete team, so I gotta pick them in this series. Point blank. Warriors in 6, I could see that. Shit. Like Floyd said. I said 6, but if they keep talking, we gonna cut it to 5. You know what I mean? Very good game though. But see, I would break the locker room if I'm LeBron James. You did all that. That's great for personal accolade. I think this was his highest scoring finals game ever. But you do all that still to lose, man, I'd be hot, man. That's like a fighter throwing over the course of a 12-rounder, you know what I mean, throwing 2,000 punches and still losing. You know what I mean? That shit's weak. I'd be mad if I did all of that still to get a loss. I mean, like I said, it's a great personal accomplishment, but I know he's after another ship. He's after another chip, ring and shit. You know what I mean? But LeBron balled out. Klay Thompson, he had to get his shit together, but he hit a pivotal 3. JR, I don't know what the motherfucker. Hey, we up by 1, right? The motherfucker was high as shit or something. McGee had a special ed dunk. That was stupid. There was nobody. I think Marlon Wayans from the movie The Sixth Man, his ghost came and blocked McGee because that was stupid. There was like nobody guarding him, and it felt like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what happened? How'd you miss that? And he like 7 feet? How you 7 feet, no one guarding you, and you still fuck up? He was like that with the Nuggets. He's weird sometimes. You know what I mean? Just weird things happen. But this would have been a great game for y'all to win, this particular one. You know what I mean? Killing the Warriors, or not even killing them, but just like discouraging them at home. And then y'all could even keep it together because J.R. Smith really fucked that up. Then they started to unravel Tristan. He was thinking of Khloe Kardashian. He got kicked out the game. I don't know what's up with McGee. JR, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Kevin Love, he getting paid too much money to not be able to pull away and do more and support. You got to be that's the thing. You got to be, everyone's like, oh, LeBron can't do it by himself. That's your fault. Your supporting cast got to step up. If a man by himself is balling out on both sides of the court, rebounds and 51 points, you got to get some of your role players to play their role. Otherwise, you finna lose. Especially I look at the Warriors right now. They're a dynasty team, and they're like the Spurs when they were in their prime. You know what I'm saying? With Ginobili and Parker and Duncan and all that, but they were like a more explosive, flashier version. You know what I mean? Because the Spurs they're surgical but kind of boring. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Warriors are like a more modern, fun, like explosive team. Like, they be coming back from crazy deficits, second halves and shit, and start shooting motherfuckers lights out. Askar Hussein, $20 super chat, said, been busy, Ego Army in the building, gang. Yeah, man. Deron Heron says, I'm a Warriors fan, but I feel bad for Braun. Shout out to Askar Hussein, $20 shmoney gang. You know, he dropped a 20 piece looking like a pumpkin. You know, when the super chats look like a jack-o'-lantern, that means we lit. Bars. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Braun. I mean, I do, but I don't, because I'm rooting for the Warriors and shit. Bay Area, you know what I mean? Gotta support. But I mean, I feel what you're talking about. I feel bad that LeBron is doing all this shit still to lose. Like, how you get 40 plus points, 51. Like, even if one of your one of your teammates did like a third of that, like who had a like really good game. If one of your teammates scored 27 by themselves, you know what I mean? You have a better chance of winning. The Warriors are just a complete team, a dynasty. They're in the zone right now. They have a good lineup. That's what it is. Steph Curry was getting off. Steph Curry with that pull-up game. He just pulling up, shooting shit down, knocking shit down. Too many sharpshooters. That's what I'm saying. They on that JJ Redick shit. Shooting y'all lights out. Larry Bird with it. But it should be a good series. First game was a good one. I dropped the Ego Valley video. It's my complete thoughts about Canelo Triple G, the negotiations. So check it out. It's like probably 20 minutes long. Break it in half if you need to. Watch it straight through. You know how to do it. Y'all tripping. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Canelo thing. The thing is, like, people, like, it's crazy. Listen, don't try to use something that I didn't say against me. Use what I say and use that. You know what I'm saying? And learn how to interpret and comprehend what I'm saying. I never said Triple G not getting 50-50 is not fair or right. Or I never said nothing. But I'm talking about business. I'm talking about the art of haggling and negotiating. Triple G ain't getting 50-50. No matter how fucking right you think it is. He hasn't done anything to trump Canelo as the A side. Yes, Canelo failed 2 drug tests. Guess what? Triple G still ain't the A side. It's that simple. Now, he might be able to get 40, 42, 43, 45, whatever Golden Boy feels that they want to give. But I don't think they want to give anything. J.R. Smith blew the game for show. Y'all could have took the final shot and possibly won, but they didn't. So, anyway, we switching gears to the boxing shit. Triple G's not going to get 50-50. I understand negotiations, how they work. You start off your bid high, and you work and get knocked down to something that you would have taken anyway. But the thing is, Triple G's team is doing it backwards. And I ain't talking about doggy style. Pause. They doing it backwards. Like, you don't accept the 35%, have it announced, then have a fight that doesn't really boost your or bolster your star power, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I deserve 50 now. What? So you really gonna go to a business meeting and negotiate that we want a more equitable 50-50 split because your guy failed a drug test? You get what I'm saying? Like you really think that's gonna work? So I hate it that I'm just telling y'all the harsh truth, but I'm just saying, like, y'all really think that's gonna work. On top of that, you've been talking shit about Canelo, so they're loving this position. One, they probably don't have to fight you if you don't succumb to their will and to their demands. Or two, you've been talking shit and now you're at their mercy. They're like, yeah, kiss the pinky ring. You know what I'm saying? Oh my, Lamont said JR is a disgrace. I'm sorry. That made me laugh. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, honestly, I don't understand how people hustle. I don't understand people's moves. And right now I'm not really understanding Team Triple G's how they're maneuvering. Like, they're on a tip where you're potentially gonna get stripped from multiple different belts. Potentially. Because I say potentially because I don't know who he's gonna fight next. But the IBF is on your ass. They said, okay, we'll make an exception. Vanas, last minute fight. Okay. But after, you got to fight Derevyanchenko. Now you just had a hearing. We got to see what they decide probably in the next 2 weeks. What was decided there about fighting Derevyanchenko, right? Then WBC just announced, Mauricio Suleiman, the president, he said, if you ain't fighting Canelo, that's the only exception we were going to make. We just did an eliminator with Jermall Charlo versus Hugo Centeno. Obviously, Hugo Centeno got knocked out in 2. I was at the fight. So if you ain't fighting Canelo, the big money fight and the rematch for clarification, you got to fight your mandatory. So Triple G is in between a rock and a hard spot in this boxing game. Don't get mad at me. These are the facts, people. And if you feel different, step up in the hot seat. We could discuss it. It's that simple. He's in between a rock and a hard spot. Charlo's doing all these interviews today because his brother had a media day. Shout out to him. He has a fight with Austin Trout, and he's supporting his brother, right? Fight's going to be in LA, Staples Center. Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Matas 2 rematch card, right? Bay Area, we talk tonight. Warriors, we talk tonight. Pensacola, we talk tonight, right? So Charlo's breathing down your neck, doing interviews currently saying, yeah, I want that Triple G work. He's a hell of a fighter. Why would I not want to test myself? Very commendable shit, right? Boom. Then Derevyanchenko want that work. I talked to his trainer, Andre Rozier. He want that work for Derevyanchenko. He likes the fight. You know what I'm saying? All right, these dudes want my attention so bad. DQP, take your glasses off, homie. Don't be shy. Show that ugly face. Is that funny? A man calling another man ugly. Like I said, you prefer to get Paulie Malignaggi's cute to you? Is that your type? Who's your type? You like Brian Custard? You know what I'm saying? You like chocolate? What do you like? Mauro Ronaldo? Ain't he bipolar? He had that little special. You like, you know what I mean? Little wild. What's your type? What's your type of male? As a male, let me know. These dudes be weak, man. That's how I know these motherfuckers is beta males and insecure as fuck. Why so many people talk about the way I look out of all people in boxing? I could take it. I mean, that's cool, but like, y'all motherfuckers is weird. Like, I'm just the worst looking person in boxing, I guess. That's all they got to talk about. Like, I'm talking about Canelo, Triple G. I'm not even talking about my looks. I ain't talking about how I look. I ain't got cleaned up. Like, y'all motherfuckers is the one talking. But hey, anyway, Charlo said he wants that work. Derevyanchenko wants that work. Jacobs just completed his fight with Selesky. Now he's the mandatory. Demetrius Andre want the work. Canelo says he'll take the fight, but they're trying to punk you into taking what you already signed up for. So they're not willing, as of what they're saying publicly. I don't know what they do behind closed doors. You know what I mean? But they're saying they're not giving you more money. You want it, take the deal you already took. So, I mean, Triple G, I don't know what he's going to do. What is he going to do? What is he going to do in this situation? Grown-ass man worried about another grown-ass man's looks. Hey, as long as y'all see it, I'm just happy y'all see it. Like, we wasn't even talking about my looks. I ain't say shit about my face. Oh yeah, take your shirt off. What the fuck? Take your glasses. Whatever. Anyway, what is Triple G gonna do? Cavs had an opportunity to win. They squandered that. Moving on. What's Triple G gonna do? Michelle Joy Phelps is best looking in the boxing community, but she's a woman. Shout out to MJP. You know what I mean? That's a woman though. Like, if you want to judge her and say she's the baddest one in boxing, that's cool. But I'm not a woman, so why are you looking all googly eyed at me? You know what I'm saying? The fuck? Get a little comfy, ego. Take off your glasses. What's Triple G gonna do? Fuck that. Fuck all this hate bullshit. I don't care. What's Triple G gonna do? That's what I want to know. Who should he fight? What avenue should he go? What makes the most sense? Yeah, I seen that too, E-Building. You motherfuckers is so obsessed with what I'm doing. Let's talk boxing. That's what y'all came for. And the game, but I already talked about the NBA game. So let's talk boxing. Someone said J.R. Smith, the MVP of the finals. Hey, y'all trolling big time. That's funny though. He said he the MVP. Yeah, I feel bad for Bron. He can't do it himself, but his role players got to step up, play their role. Triple G better take the crumbs Canelo offers. Damn, that's crazy. He said you better take them crumbs. Them panko breadcrumbs. Oh my gosh. But listen, I hate it, you know what? I wouldn't even be boastful about this shit and gloat if it weren't for such resistance. But then there's so much resistance. Now I'm like, fuck y'all. If you know what I mean? Now I want to gloat. Because when I'm saying a lot of this stuff, these people are coming with all these excuses, telling me how dumb I am, how wrong I am. And then when you see what I said and it came true, then all of a sudden, everybody wants to play dumb like y'all didn't hear me saying this for 2 summers. You know what I'm saying? I told you the way Triple G's team was negotiating, they weren't maximizing their earning potential. They should have been like, Canelo, okay, you think he's scary, he don't want to fight you? Be your own person. Stop coattailing Canelo then. Go after Billy Joe Saunders. Even if Oscar threatens you and says, oh, you're not getting the September Canelo fight if you fight Billy Joe Saunders in the summer. Do your own thing. Do your own thing, man. Like, just say, fuck what Oscar's talking about. Be your own person. Like, see, that's the beauty of my channel and me as a person who I am. I'm an Aries. That's a Ram. So I don't care. I don't care about, like, all this stuff is fun. This internet stuff and people trolling you. This is fun to me. That if you're an alpha male, you're not bothered. You're not moved by that type of stuff. I know what I'm doing. I know what I've given to the boxing community. I know what I plan on continuing to give. I know what my aspirations are. I know what my dreams and goals are. So if somebody's like, oh, this will never work, your channel sucks, I mean, that's fine. I'm sorry I couldn't please you in the content I provide, but I'm going to stick this one out. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have that level of fuck it to you, and that level of self-awareness and a level of just self-confidence in your vision and what you're doing to know you're doing the right thing. Triple G, he said he wanted all the belts. God damn it, he should have went after all the belts. Period. He should have did his own thing. Follow your own game plan. Canelo didn't want to fight you. I'll say it. Or he didn't look like he wanted to fight you for a period of time. We all know this. And I was on Canelo's ass, saying, why you fighting Khan? Why you fighting Liam Smith? Now they say I'm a Canelo dick sucker and all this bullshit. But the real fans know, the people who've been watching my channel, they know. Didn't look like Canelo wanted to fight you at the time. Just like it didn't look like Cotto wanted to fight you. Just like it didn't look like Sergio Martinez wanted to fight you. These are facts. It's not it being anti-Triple G. I just don't understand some of their moves. Because I gave Cotto hell when he didn't want to fight Triple G and he was the champion. I said, get rid of them belts then. Right? Sergio Martinez said same thing. I defended Triple G. But now, after so long, Triple G's careers went the way it's went. I don't understand certain things. Now they say I hate Triple G. So again, fuck them. And I'm saying fuck them to the fans because you're never going to be able to please everybody. The bottom line is Triple G, Tom Loeffler, K2, they should have done their own thing. Get this Canelo thing out of your head if you thought he was scary and he didn't want to fight you. Period. You know what I mean? Because then now you can be on some Thanos shit, take over some planets, take over the middleweight division. So even if Triple G, like, here, let me turn this down. Right now, new faces have emerged in the middleweight department, in the middleweight division, right? I don't truly know who the best middleweight is. I will say Triple G is the true middleweight, the best true middleweight, out of respect. But I don't know that he beats everyone at middleweight, if that makes sense. So I'll say he's the best because he has the most in terms of like the hardware and stuff. And he's a good fighter. But I don't know that he'll beat everyone in the middleweight division. I don't know that he'll beat Canelo in a rematch. I don't know that he'll beat Charlo. I don't know if he could beat Demetrius Andrade. I don't know if he would beat Billy Joe Saunders. I don't know if he'll beat Danny Jacobs in a rematch. I really and truly don't. But till otherwise proven, we'll say Triple G is the man at middleweight, right? He could have been on some Thanos shit. Listen. I'm not trying to give any spoilers, so you might want to tune off if you haven't seen the Avengers. But the bottom line, and I know it's a comic book, but just hear the analogy. Thanos did not give a fuck. He had one goal, one vision, one mission. So once he collects this stone, this Infinity Stone, the Heart Stone, I don't remember what they're all called. Heartstone, boom, put it in the ring. I got it in the glove, boom. Then he goes after the Soul Stone, boom, put it in the ring. He's going after stone after stone. That's what Triple G should have did. And I told you that back then. Now that he hasn't done that and collected that last belt, which would have given you some actual, in my opinion, bargaining chips or leverage. Because Canelo, listen, let's say you went your own route, got that last belt. You punked Canelo for his WBC belt, made him give it up. You beat David Lemieux for the IBF strap. You consolidated WBAs with Danny Jacobs, right? So if you got that WBO off of, off of Billy Joe Saunders, if you're able to beat him, right, then you would have all the Infinity Stones in your glove. You would have all the belts. So if Canelo at that point was like, oh, I want 60-40 or 50-50 or I want 70-30, you could be like, fuck no. I got all the belts in the division. If you ever want to be champion again, you have to fight me because nobody's beating me, including you. So to me, that gives you more leverage. But they didn't do that. They let Golden Boy dictate their recent career, waiting around for, listen, since it looked like they were getting close to the Canelo fight, there's been opportunities for Triple G to have fought other people. They did not fight until they had answers from Canelo. It's like Canelo's their dad or something, like where he's telling you who you can fight, or Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? That's their fault. The only time they fought someone else was Vanes Matarosin, and that's because Canelo's suspended. So you like, man, I ain't gonna waste no training camp for nothing. But after Jacobs' fight, they could have fought Billy Joe Saunders. He was talking crazy too. Oh, I got me pinned. Oh, Triple G string. He was calling you all kind of Borat and you rat bastard, whatever the fuck he was saying. You know what I mean? And he was wearing a shirt. He had a shirt that said Triple G's a pussy. Doing all this extra shit. Trying to make up for lost time because at one point it looked like he was ducking. Right? And you let him talk all that crazy shit. And then you say, oh, Triple G's ribs are sore from the Jacobs fight. We're going to hold off. And then conveniently, this is after De La Hoya pretty much punked you and said, if you fight Billy Joe, you ain't fighting Canelo in September. Even though the dates, you could have made it work. Especially if you didn't take too much damage in the Billy Joe Saunders fight. And won. You know what I mean? But they figured probably with the risk and Oscar's warning, fuck it, we're not going to fight Billy Joe Saunders. So they didn't. Now you're up here trying to get more money, but you don't have a leg to stand. You don't have any, nothing has changed. You took 30% in the first fight. Then they gave you 5% more. Here's your 5% more. Canelo fails a drug test. Now you're trying to get 50-50. How you go from 35 to 50%? Like, what part of business is that? Somebody explain this. Why would you expect to go up 15%? For knocking out Vanes? it's because Triple G, he's a champion. He was a champion in the first fight. You took 30%. He was a champion in the second negotiations. You took 35%. Wrong answer. How are these good answers? Because he has almost all the belts. He had almost all the belts when you fought him the first time, and you still took 30%. He had all the belts from the draw when you negotiated with him for the second time. So nothing has changed. So you can't say, oh, it's fair because he has almost all the belts, because he had all that shit in the first fight and the second negotiations. Canelo is Salt Bay here, 5% more. Yeah, exactly. Canelo was like, Golden Boy was like, sprinkle 5% more on his shit. So make this make sense for me. Oh, it's fair. Why is it fair? Even though business is not fair. Why is it fair? Because he's a champion. You must respect the champion. Well, they didn't respect him, or his team didn't respect him to get him more than 30% in the first fight, and they got him 35% for the second fight. And he had the same amount of belts. He was a champion then. He was undefeated then. He's undefeated now. So where does 15% come from? Why do you think you would get 15% more? He knocked out Vanes. Really? That gives you leverage by knocking out a 154-pounder that hadn't fought in 2 years, that was coming off a loss, that was coming through promotional issues, that didn't have proper time to have a full camp? That gets you more money? That's weak. To me, that's weak. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. Because you knocked out Vanes and you sold whatever you sold at whatever price at the StubHub. Like, listen, even if you're trying to make this, I was there. I seen gaping holes. I have it on camera. Please, I want someone to talk crazy. Talk crazy like I wasn't there, and I'll pull out the tape. I'll pull out the tape and make a video. And there were gaping fucking holes in sections. Like this whole thing was empty. So I don't know you beat, I don't know you lost to. So I don't know what numbers they did is supposed to be good or records for the StubHub. That's cool. But they're gaping. There's a whole fucking section. I have it on tape. Whole section was just empty. Right? But it did good, I guess, for the StubHub. But see, that's a small win, because if he had this much drawing power, why'd you take him out of Vegas? He was supposed to fight Canelo in Vegas. Why'd you take it out of Vegas? Because you took it to a smaller venue in California. You know what I'm saying? So you knew he didn't have the drawing power, and he didn't have the opponent to stay in Vegas. Otherwise, they were supposed to fight in the T-Mobile Arena when it was Canelo. Then they found out Canelo was not going to be the ticket, so they were going to go to the MGM, which is still the same property, MGM Resorts, right? Then you just took it out of Vegas totally, because you knew Vegas was too big. It was too big of attraction, and you would rather be closer to his home base, where he's made a lot of fans or whatever, and been to the Forum and StubHub with Rubio and all this shit. That's why you took it out there. Because those venues in Vegas, it would have been too big and it would have been a failure. That's why you didn't leave it there with the Vanes fight. Listen, whoever just asked that, Ego, if you were Triple G's manager, what would you advise him to do? I don't know how many other ways to tell you. In my opinion, it's not what I would advise him to do now. It's what he should have been doing back then. I don't know what he does now, because you already let Golden Boy kind of punk you and dictate your fighter's future. You feel me? So it's too late. The advice that I was giving, he should have did it back then. He should have followed his dreams, or whatever he said was his dreams, about being undisputed. And people, listen. I'm sorry that I have to be the bad guy. Well, I'm not sorry. Can't be two good guys. I chose to be the bad guy. Motherfuckers keep saying this about Canelo, you sucking Canelo's dick and all this extra. Fine, whatever. Right? Canelo, based on his fans and what's been built in his package, right? He's going to be okay in terms of sell and star power off of this. I really genuinely believe that. It's evident. He gave up I told you, he vacated his fucking belt. That looked horrible. In 2016, gave his belt to Triple G when Triple G was pressing him. Then the same month, in September, he did 51,000 in Texas. You know what I'm saying? Against a no-name guy who's not from America, Liam Smith. So I really think Canelo's still gonna have star power. So once again, Golden Boy's right. They're playing hardball, and they're in the position of power, whether you like it or not, whether it's fair or not. That's the reality. This is a business, and like I told you, I'm not. Okay, let's say there's a channel dissing me, right? Oh, Ego, he sucks. Channel sucks. Worst channel ever. And then they want a shout out for me. Do you think I'm gonna give them a shout out? Do you think I'm gonna give them business tips? Do you think I'm gonna help them in any capacity if I don't have to? No. And I told you, Triple G's team, not being in a position of power, not making chess moves, they didn't give themselves the best fighting chance. And they kept talking shit, and then now they're expecting Golden Boy to show them fair treatment. That's not how business works. You've been talking about Golden Boy's last standing cash cow, calling him a cheater, saying he's loading his glove, not loading it, but double wrapping it, whatever the fuck Abel's talking about, right? You said, oh, he knows he got his ass kicked, and he came in the fight as a Mexican, and then he left and he wasn't Mexican. He was a black runner like Floyd. They said all of this. I didn't say this. Am I lying? Abel Sanchez didn't say he came. Canelo, oh, we're Mexican. We're more Mexican style than him, and he entered the ring a Mexican, and he left out Floyd. So you're basically calling him a black runner. You know what I'm saying? The black channels. So you, again, just explain this logic to me. You did all this, and now you want Golden Boy to show you mercy. That's like talking about, you know what I mean, whether it's true or not. I don't agree with a lot of what Oscar has said, but I'm just telling you factual shit. Let's say I'm a manager of fighters, and I'm talking about Oscar utensils and fishnets, taking jabs at him, and then I'm trying to get a better deal for a fighter I represent in a promotion. But he knows I've been calling his fighter, or calling him fishnet and utensil. You think he's gonna give me more money and take money out of his own pocket when he knows I keep bringing up fishnets, whether it's true or not? Why would he do that? Especially if he's in a position of power. So you guys got to understand logic. You got to understand business. You know what I mean? Canelo's going to be all right. He's still a star until someone beats him or something, or if he fails another drug test. But off of this, he's still going to be a star. You got to keep that in mind. He still has options. I mean, let's vote. Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs. Is that a good fight? Canelo Jacobs, would y'all watch that fight? I just want to know. If Canelo fights Jacobs, is a good fight, would you watch it? Look. What if Canelo fought in New York? I don't remember since he's been big. I don't know if he's fought in New York. What if he fought Jacobs in New York, where Jacobs is from? You don't think that would be a big fight? Of course it would. As a boxing fan, that fight excites me. You know what I mean? Pause. But I like that fight. So all these people, you can say Canelo and all the Clint Buter, all these corny jokes and all this shit. That's fine. But guess what? If they sign him up to fight Jacobs, I'm gonna watch it. So Canelo has options. Same thing with Billy Joe Saunders. You think if Billy Joe, he just traveled to Canada for Lemieux, you think if Canelo went over to the UK, that wouldn't be a big thing? You don't think if Canelo went over to the UK, I don't know if he's ever fought in the UK, because when he fought like Ryan Rose and Matthew Hatton, I don't think that those fights were in the UK. I don't remember. But either way, that was a long time ago. You don't think Canelo can make some money fighting in the UK versus Billy Joe Saunders for a title? You know what I'm saying? What if he did something? What if someone was bold enough, like, who else is out there? Charlo or Derevyanchenko or Andrade or something. What if they fought at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico? What if they said, I'll go to Mexico and fight you? I don't know that they would. I'm just saying hypothetically. You wouldn't watch Canelo fight at Azteca Stadium against Derevyanchenko, Charlo. Of course you would. So everyone keeps saying bullshit that they know is not true. They'll be like, Canelo really needs to set the record with Triple G. They both need each other, to be honest. But Canelo, even if he doesn't fight Triple G, he still has a market. I'm trying to tell y'all, whether you hate Canelo or not, that is the fact. That is not. Who cares if it's right? Who cares if it's fake or fair or whatever you guys are talking about? He still has an audience. That's like me saying Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's not a good actor, but he's still the highest paid actor, or he's one of them. You know what I mean? So even if I don't think he's the best actor, you don't think people are gonna go see his movies, Skyscraper, or whatever, or Rampage, or Jumanji, and all this shit. Even if I don't think, and I'm not dissing, I like The Rock, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if that's my standpoint, that doesn't change it because I'm one person. Obviously, he has some level of a market because people keep going to The Rock movies and they keep putting him in these blockbuster Fast and the Furious and Jumanjis and shit. So obviously, he has some type of traffic. You know what I mean? The final or whatever Fast and Furious series kind of got brought back to life when he joined it. You get what I'm saying? So bottom line is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Hollywood's big business right now. He's making big productions, blockbuster movies. Same thing in boxing. The two biggest names are Joshua and Canelo. So Canelo versus Munguia would be insane. Munguia, Canelo, Azteca Stadium. I would for sure watch that. I don't even know that much about Munguia, but he's big, you know what I mean? That'd be crazy. So that's the thing. People are, if Canelo doesn't fight Triple G, it's over for him. I mean, you're lying to yourself if you believe that. Because if that was the case, why wasn't it over when Floyd beat his ass? It should have been over for him. People should have been like, oh, he's hype, and then just dropped off. But it didn't. When he arguably lost to Lada, why wasn't it over for him then? When he fought Amir Khan, why weren't people so disgusted it was over for him? When he fought Liam Smith and vacated his belt to Golovkin, it wasn't over for him. So if you honestly think it's going to be over for him and he just loses his star power, then you got another thing coming. People do that to me. And see, I talk about me, not just to talk about me, but it's what I know firsthand. People say stuff like, oh, so-and-so, this happened, so watch Ego. I want everyone to unsubscribe from Ego. You think because a motherfucker's dissing me, who has a less of a following than me, that everyone's going to unsubscribe to me because of what they talking about? It's not realistic. You think if I got Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman fight prediction wrong, you think 130,000 plus people are going to unsubscribe to my, like, really, just be realistic. You think 130,000 people are going to unsubscribe because I got a fight prediction wrong? Like, honestly. So you guys control, you got a prediction wrong. But, I mean, I still keep growing. Because I'm not saying nothing crazy. I thought Garcia would win a decision. Keith Thurman won a decision. Life goes on, like Pac said. So that's my standpoint. It's not really so much of what Triple G can do now because he's already made it. Him and his team already made the bet. They were already willing to accept 30 and 35%. So that, like I keep saying, it sounds like a Triple G problem. It sounds like his team's problem because they kept accepting shit that it doesn't sound like they wanted. You accept. It's business, people. Okay, like, how is it that Triple G's side, with the 15 million flat, they had the wherewithal to say, fuck no, that don't even make sense for us to take 15 million. But then they're saying that they took basically 30 million, 30%. 30%, right? In the first fight. Why? He's the champion. He was undefeated. Canelo lost to Floyd, arguably lost to, what's the name? Why'd you accept 30%? Those are the questions you have to ask. You know what I mean? Because, like, hypothetically, if Tom Loeffler and Team Triple G had took 35, like, got close to that number, so let's say they had forced a negotiation, because let's be real, Canelo's an A side, but if he didn't fight Triple G the first time, there was more heat on Canelo to take that fight. You get what I'm saying? So Canelo would have looked worse. But that's what happens when you're chasing a payday. Canelo would have, listen, out of my own mouth, if Canelo didn't take the first fight, the pressure had been on him. I remember De La Hoya was on First Take with ESPN, and they're like, Stephen A. Smith was like, blasphemy, will you make the fight? Oscar. And they were drilling him about it. Nobody was on Triple G, like pressuring Triple G, because they knew he had been trying to make the fight. Just like Wilder's trying to make the fight with Joshua. Fans aren't dumb. So the pressure, there was more pressure on Canelo, who vacated his belt, than there was at Triple G. But they didn't take the 15 mil. They got negotiation 30%, and it sounds like they took it. That's their fault. They should have took 35. Now in the rematch, if they would have gave you 5% more, then you would be at 40, which is 10% away from 50. And you would have been kind of where you expect to be now. But you chose to take 30. Then you had a second opportunity, had a draw in which you think you, your trainer, and the fighter all think he won, and you still only gonna get 5% more, 35. And then now that the fight fell out, you're like, oh, pain and suffering, I want 50-50. It's not gonna happen. Period. So to me, I think they should have done things that gave them more leverage, and they should have planned this out better. Don't take 30%. Say, okay, that's all y'all offering, fuck it. The pressure was on Canelo anyway. He's the one that needed to fight more than Triple G. Triple G just fought Daniel Jacobs. Canelo fought Chavez Jr. in a boring ass fight. You know what I'm saying? Canelo's the one that vacated. Triple G was the one that was collecting all the belts, but he stopped. Canelo, that's what I'm saying. He chose to go the money route because Canelo didn't have shit to bring to the table other than the money. You know what I mean? He wasn't a true middleweight, and he didn't have a belt. So other than his name and money, that's what he brought to the occasion. So you took the money route when you could have took a decent paycheck and a more meaningful middleweight fight, because it would have been a fight for undisputed with Billy Joe Saunders. And then if you were, I keep saying this, if Triple G fought Saunders and beat him, became undisputed, it doesn't matter if you get stripped for not fighting Derevyanchenko, because you were already just undisputed. So we'll understand how the games go. But when you say you want to be undisputed and you want to collect all the belts, and then you're one belt away, and then you start getting stripped and you never achieved your ultimate goal that you said since you guys rose to fame, that's something different. But if he would have beat Billy Joe Saunders, collected that last little belt, and been undisputed, it don't matter what you do next. Look at Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford got all the belts at 140 and got rid of them immediately. Floyd Mayweather beat Pacquiao for all these belts and got rid of them at the press conference. These are facts. Floyd did all this shit and then just said, oh, fuck it, I don't need the belt. I ain't paying sanctioning fee. Because he was doing it for the moment and stuff. Floyd always did that. Right? He had belts and then drop them. I'm a champion recess. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford, he did it, became undisputed. He probably has like a trophy version of each belt that he can put in his game room or office or some shit. And then now he's on to the next division. He didn't just sit there and fight all the 140-pounder Jose Ramirez and Regis Prograis. He wanted to move up to the next division. Period. So at the end of the day, Triple G, people, you want me to feel sorry? This is how they negotiated. This is what they did. You made your bet, you got to lie in it. That's why you have to get what you're worth. You got to take what you're comfortable getting, and don't let nobody like back you up off your pivot. If you're worth 35%, take nothing less than that. Even if they're willing to walk, let them walk. Because like I said, the pressure at the point was on Canelo. It was on Canelo to fight Triple G. So it would have made him look bad. You could have came out to the public like, man, they ain't trying to give us no money. We're the champions. Imagine that. And then all that shit would have made Canelo look bad. But you didn't. You took 30%, took 35 in the rematch. Now you want 50. And not much has changed. And now you're holding up negotiations and you want people to feel your plight. And it doesn't work like that. Now you have all these other middleweights that are going to give you much less money than fighting Canelo, even at 35%. And they're gunning for a shot. So you kind of, you stuck between a rock and a hard spot. It's the only thing I can say for Triple G. I'm keeping this stream under an hour. We got about 10 minutes. So I gotta finish. I'm getting back organized in life. So I got to finish some stuff, doing some laundry. Yeah, so that's my statement. Charlo said he wants the Triple G fight. Oh, let's talk about Charlo and Eddie Hearn. This is my interpretation. He did an interview with Behind the Gloves. Shout out to my girl, Michelle Joy Phelps. And he said he's not really impressed. He's not impressed with Eddie Hearn's offer. Go listen to BTG, Behind the Gloves. You do your own laundry? Who the fuck else is gonna do my laundry? What the fuck? You don't do your own laundry? I'm a grown-ass man. Y'all weirdos. What, you 12? You don't do your own laundry and shit? Well, you thought I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger? I had a maid that I'm dating that does my shit? You probably can't cook either, huh? I know how to cook too. Anyway, someone said dumb shit. Yeah. But anyway, Charlo did the interview with BTG, and he says Eddie Hearn offers us a deal. You got to come better. That's basically what he said. He said you got to come better because he said the amount of money he offered is not really. He said we making that now, which is similar to what Broner said. You know what I mean? So I don't know. You tell me. Told you, Eddie Hearn's gonna have an issue. Like, I think he thought it was gonna be super easy to come and throw money in guys' faces in America. See, you have to give it up to Al Heyman, because whatever relationship he has with his fighters, it sounds pretty solid, and they're not willing to cross that. You know what I mean? They don't want to be out of the Al Heyman loop totally. You know what I mean? The only person I did heard was like that was Vanes Martirosyan, and he crossed Al Heyman. He went to Don King side and got knocked out. So yeah, Bay Area, you already know what it is. Yes, Charlo got an offer from Top Rank, and go listen to the interview. He sound more ecstatic about Top Rank's offer. He was like, Bob Arum's a good dude. I like Bob Arum. Blah blah blah. But then when he said Eddie Hearn, he said, I don't even know Eddie Hearn. That's literally what he said. It was on 2 interviews. One was on Fight Hub, and then one was with Michelle Joy Phelps. But when Michelle Joy Phelps asked him about Top Rank, he's like, yeah, Bob Arum's a real cool dude. I like Bob Arum. Yeah, maybe we go over to Top Rank. But then when he started talking about Eddie Hearn, he was talking about how the money wasn't really significant. It was like similar money to what he's making now. And then he did an interview with Fight Hub today. And then he said, I don't even know Eddie Hearn. I did a video about that. So, like I said, Eddie Hearn probably underestimated the American market. Just because you got Daniel Jacobs, I don't mean everybody is going to go. And you had a better chance is if you put Danny Jacobs in a major fight. But the fact of the matter is, Danny Jacobs' biggest fights in his career happened without you. Dimitri Perot, Triple G, and Peter Quillin. All those fights happened without Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn ain't. What did you do? What fight have you put Daniel Jacobs in since you've been with him that had a bigger turnout than any of those fights that I listed, or were more meaningful fights? I'll wait. See, people don't like the truth. That's why I'll wait. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll wait. So, you know what I mean? The thing is, anything you do, people want to see your work. If I'm a wedding videographer, you don't think someone's gonna want to see a wedding that I've completed to get an idea of my work? Eddie Hearn don't have no American work except for Daniel Jacobs, and he's in the HBO contract. So realistically, he don't have nobody on this DAZN shit that he can reference and be like, oh, look what I've done with Adrian Broner's career on DAZN. He's massive now. Even if you acquire Broner, guess what? You would be acquiring Broner to throw money at him, right? Broner already makes money. Broner already has a mouthpiece. He already sells fights with or without Eddie Hearn. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys got to understand business. Business is not what you think. Eddie Hearn, he's trying to pick up on guys that are already pretty much pre-made with Al Heyman. Charlos are already good fighters. They're already getting people talking with their interviews and their attitude. You know what I mean? Like, Charlo's ain't with Eddie Hearn, and then Charlo went in on Gervonta Tank Davis and Broner and made headlines. That's without Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's trying to tap into something that's already in motion. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to take no old ass classic car and restore it. You know what I mean? And find all the parts and order all the specific gear shift and new tires because the tires are bald. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to take people who are already relevant. Mikey Garcia. Mikey's already known. His brother was a fighter. Big G is a legend. You know what I'm saying? We already know he just fought Broner. We already know who Mikey is. We already know who the Charlos are. We already know Earl Spence. You feel me? Broner, we already definitely know who he is. So, you know what I mean? Eddie Hearn's trying to go after big stars like that are already relevant to the public. Anyway, I said I was going to keep this one under an hour. I might do a vampire stream, but I got some stuff to do around the house. Laundry. I like the Charlos. Shout out to them. Mikey Garcia, too. Someone said, talk about Danny, champ of the world. Yeah, I got to do some laundry, so I'm not wearing the same clothes every day. Just kidding. So, holla at the kid. Peace out.